Hello everyone, it's Margaret here with 60andMe. Hope you're having a good day wherever you are. It's a pleasure to have you here. I just hope everything's going well in your world. I think about you all a lot, and I just hope that you're doing okay. Getting older, aging beautifully isn't as easy as sometimes as we might think it is, and there's lots of challenges and things going on in your life, so I hope that all is well. Now, I'm having my cup of tea this morning. I'm just drinking something really fresh. It's pomegranate and raspberry, and it's a lovely refreshing drink, just perfect for hot weather, which we're having here at the moment for sure. So anyway, thank you for being here. As I said, I want to mention to you that our sponsor for today's show is Easy Spirit. Now, Easy Spirit has been making great shoes, comfortable, stylish shoes for women for the last 35 years, and they're the original comfort footwear brand. Now, they have innovated their product line. They've come out with all kinds of new designs and styles, so you don't have to sacrifice style for comfort anymore. Now, Easy Spirit believes one thing, and that is that comfort should be easy and it should be uncomplicated. That comfort is a universal spirit that women around the world share. Now, you can check out their products at easyspirit.com, and I'm going to be featuring some of their products over the next few weeks. They offer a range of different sizes and designs and some really beautiful shoes. So I just wanted to share with you that Easy Spirit is a sponsor of 60andMe and encourage you to go out and check out their products at easyspirit.com. And Easy Spirit believes that anything is possible if you are comfortable. So hope that you check out their products. I've been trying a few of them and I really love them. So I have an article here that I wanted to share with you, and maybe this is partly what makes you feel a little bit needing comfortable shoes, is this whole idea of aging in general and how not to turn into a grumpy old person. Now, one of our bloggers, Michelle Vosberg, wrote this article, and it's a very funny article. I encourage you to read it, but she talks about it in a way that's quite meaningful, and I really like the approach that she took. Now, she said you probably know grumpy old people, and they're draining. They really are people that complain about everything under the sun, and they're just not comfortable with themselves. They may have, to be fair, they may have chronic pain or some kind of an issue that, is causing them to be a little bit uncomfortable and grumpy, and that's okay. We've got to be compassionate in those kinds of situations. But there are a lot of people who are just angry at the world. They're angry with themselves and with other parts of the world, and I think that there's some truth here you can guard yourself from turning into that person. She talks about memories from her childhood, and I think we all have these. We have the memory of the people in our neighborhood, the man that was always going to let you run in his area, play in his garden. If the bull went in his garden, he welcomed you to come and get it. He used to let you play with the water his plants, or just involve you in his life. You remember that guy? He was always in your mind. But then there was the woman maybe, or the man, who was behind closed curtains, peeking out, afraid to come out, always yelling at you when you got on their grass, or, just not welcoming children into their lives. And those memories do tend to stay with you. And I think that Michelle's experience definitely highlighted for her that being grumpy as you get older is a choice. Now, as I said, there can be some valid reasons, so we're not being judgmental here. But for the most part, it is a choice. Positive attributes, not to be grumpy. Now, the first thing she says, and this is for us now, that we're the old people now. We're the ones that have the choice to be grumpy or not. Is to be patient with children. Children are sweet. They are explorers. They're adventurers. They have no concept of your garden and their garden. They have no idea except they want to play and they want to explore. And they're energetic. They're creative. Loving. And for those of you who have grandchildren, you understand this. But even if you don't, kids will be kids. So if you can be tolerant and a little patient with them, smile at their moms when they're like screaming at the grocery store, just say, it's okay, honey, I got it. And, yes, of course, we have in our minds ways that we can critique, different parenting styles. But, just kids do remember how adults treat them. So, be tolerant with kids. Don't fear teenagers. This is a really interesting one. I've moved into a place now where I'm not quite in the city so much, but when I was living in the city for many years, and of course I was born in London, I was always nervous about teenagers. Now, admittedly, there's a lot of crime that can be associated with young people. They're making mistakes. They're doing things based on sometimes false premises. Yeah, but that is not specific to their age group. And I think that if we can be a little bit understanding of teenagers and know that they are often struggling to go through life in their own way. Don't forget music. I mean, we actually may say, oh, that hip hop music is so loud, or the sounds now are very discordant. But think about our rock and roll. I mean, when we're in the 50s and 60s, that was the sound that we loved, and it was very controversial at the time. People just didn't know what to do with us. I mean, we were teenagers, and you might easily compare, like it's nothing like it was then, and I mean we can go back and forwards, but they're just trying to search and find their identity. And I'm really glad that Michelle raises this point, because they're just trying to discover themselves. And so if you can help them to forge those paths ahead, then that's a good thing. Let them be a mentor. It's really funny. Yesterday I was on the train, and there were these, like a whole bunch of young people getting on the train with their faces painted, and I thought, oh, what's going on? And they were going to Zurich to a street fair, and they had beer cans and on the train. In Switzerland, by the way, you can drink on a train. It's interesting. But anyway, so I had a seat opposite me, and everybody was crowded into their seats, and this young guy came and said, is it free? And I said, yeah, it's free. You can sit. And he turned out he spoke English. And throughout the whole train journey, we talked about just what he was doing with his life. And he had a earring, in his ear, and all his friends had the painted faces. And I thought, this is cool. They're growing to find themselves. Anyway, be tolerant of teenagers too, if you can. Another thing is to be open to technology. Now, we have a lot of things that are at disposal that we didn't have when we were young, that people didn't have when we were younger. We, let young people teach us some of this stuff. I mean, they don't have to, because we can teach ourselves, but, if they've got something to share, listen and be open to it. I mean, if you have a challenge with technology, just ask someone is more comfortable with it, who's grown up with it. Don't forget, these kids, younger people, I say kids, like 20s and 30s, they've actually had technology in their lives from the second they were born. So they are much more comfortable with it. So, and there's also a lot of very cool technology, devices, home devices and other things, pendants and, Fitbits and other things that we can use to stay healthy and stay safe. So being open to technology, not looking at it as something that frightens you. And there's a whole other conversation about security, which I won't get into too much, but all I'll say is, if you want access to information at your fingertips, like Bill Gates said, information at your fingertips, and you really want to, have access to instant information, you're going to have to give something up. And that something up is your information. You can't have it both ways. You either have to deny yourself completely from any technology and not have access to that information, because it's a game. Like, they give you information, you have to give them your email address. It's a value exchange. And if you don't see it that way, then I totally understand that. But it's just how I cope with the fact that I give a lot of my information to people. Let go of grudges. You don't have to feel like you have to apologize for everything or forgive everybody, but it's easier for you if you can just let go of those grudges and free yourself from the anger. It's just one of those things to just lighten up a little bit. Another thing Michelle talks about is being generous. And, of course, this is all personal to you if you've got the time and the money to do it, but you can be generous with your with conversation, with your shared experiences, with the lessons that you have to share, and like the one on the train with these young guys. Just be as generous as you can, and that's another thing that helps you to enjoy this time in your life. Live in the light, she says. That means get out into nature. I think that's really a good one. I think there's a habit that really can prevent you from getting too grumpy. Just go out and enjoy nature, accept it in all its beauty and simplicity. And, just engage in activities that you love. Follow your passions. And there's actually a card in our deck, our Aging Beautifully deck, which I wanted to mention. I'll go on and tell you a few more of Michelle's points. But Aging Beautifully, back in stock now. We've got this 46 cards, all different beautiful messages that can help you ask questions and maybe get some answers. But this one here, which is don't take it all so seriously. And this is all about, we feel overwhelmed once in a while, and we do feel grumpy. We do feel like we don't fit in this world. But, take a look, take a step back and try some of these things that we've talked about. And be social. Stop complaining about, the world as it is and about your health and about all these things. Just try to get out there and appreciate what there is for you here in this planet right now. Stop, looking from the lens of negativity and problems, to be more positive. And that's how you stop being a grumpy old person. Maybe we've touched a few things here that are a little controversial, but, just leave your comments below. I mean, do you think that, what would you add to the list of things that might help you to stop being such a critical or grumpy person as you get a little older? Leave your comments in the section below. Let's have a chat, and don't take it all so seriously. We're just having fun here and enjoying different ways of looking at aging in all its beautiful complexity. So take good care, everybody. Have a wonderful day, and we'll talk again very, very soon. Bye-bye for now.